only the Creator. The second, you shall worship only the image of God presented in the Bible. I think they worded it that way because instead of what I think God ought to be, it's how God is portrayed in the Bible. The third commandment, you shall truly take the name of God. I call myself a Christian. I need to really protect that because I'm really wearing God's name and I need to reflect Him properly. And then the fourth one, you shall remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. I'll talk about that just a second ago. So those four deal with our relationship to God. And then the last six deal with our relationship with each other. It's more horizontal. It's about me and my wife. It's about me and you. It's about all of us together, how we deal with stuff that comes up. And these are really great, too, in a positive way. You shall honor your mother and father. You shall help all people keep their lives. You shall remain faithful to your spouse. You shall be satisfied with what I give you. You shall be truthful. You shall be gracious and giving. I like the positive spin instead of saying, don't do this, don't do this, and don't do this. And when you look at it in a positive way, this is all about love. God's character is I love God and I love my friends or my family, whoever it might be. But remember back in chapter 1, the problem of sin. I've got 2 grandbabies. Cindy and I have had no grandchildren for, it seems like forever, which is true. But it's been a long time. You know, our kids, our oldest got married in 2007. And so that's 7 years. I'm ready to be grandpa. I look like grandpa, though. No, you're not helping me. But you think about a new baby, and the first one's going to be here in about a month. In fact, the due date is exactly 1 month from today. And then another one's due in July. So we're excited about that. When you think about a little baby, a brand new baby, and you look at that, and sometimes they're not as cute as mom and dad think they are, but aren't they just perfect? Don't they just look perfect? They got these little toes and everything, and we've seen some older now, and we've seen all those little baby parts, and it's just so cool, but they are absolutely perfect, aren't they? Yeah. We're not going to go with the bad stuff, Tyler. We're just talking about they look great. But they're just perfect. But because of sin, back in the garden, even those perfect-looking little babies come with a nature that is sinful. It's almost like it's in our DNA when we're born. And, you know, we're selfish as little kids, and then we grow up, and we're selfish as adults. I mean, you know, it doesn't change. And so that sinful nature makes wanting to follow those guidelines that God gives us a challenge. And look at the children of Israel. I mean, they just got freed from hundreds of years of captivity. They saw 10 amazing plagues hit the Egyptians, but not them. They walked across an ocean bed that was dry, that they saw had water in it, and poof, it was clear for them to walk through. And then the waters came down and drowned all the Egyptian army. They were saved. They were fed. They got water. All these miraculous things. And a couple months later, Moses goes up on the mountain to talk with God. And within a month, they're down there waiting and saying, oh, God's killed him, or he's not going to come back, or something. We need to see a God. And so they make this golden calf. And, you know, it just falls apart. It just all falls apart. Christian, do you have our little video queued up? Okay. That's fine then. Each Saturday, you've probably been seeing a little video clip of what's been going on, and we don't need to do that today. That's fine. We'll just keep going. But it's that sinful nature makes it difficult. The Israelites messed up because we forget. And so what do we do about that? God can't live with a rebellious people. And it says that in the Bible. We can't do that. We have got to be willing. And he was ready to kill the Israelites. He was done. Okay? He was up there talking with Moses, gave him some guidelines on how to live, came back down. Moses came back down. This was going on. And Moses dealt with this situation and went back up on the mountain to talk to God. And God said, I'm killing him. I'm done. And Moses said, oh, please don't. They're stiff-necked people. I don't know if you call them that this time, but that's kind of one of the terms that you would call the children of Israel.